and welcome to The Pulse. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and on all our social media handles. We're joining news on TV. Coming up on The Pulse, Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa vows court action as Ghanaians and other nationals in that country face 21-day ultimatum to leave amid escalating xenophobic tensions. Also ahead, level 100 students raise concerns over delayed tuition refunds and the government's no-fee stress policy, as some beneficiaries await reimbursement more than a year after policy introduction. We will also engage the PRO of the Ghana Education Service on preparations towards the upcoming WASSCE. The Pulse is brought to you by Defendro Cough Expectorant. Defendro, breathe easy, feel better. My name is Kenneth Gyasi. Details after this. Good afternoon. Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi, has vowed to fight what he describes as injustice in court as Ghanaians and other foreign nationals living in parts of the country face a 21-day ultimatum to leave the area with just 17 days remaining. The situation for foreign nationals in South Africa is deteriorating amid escalating xenophobic tensions. Anti-immigrant groups have spent the last 2 months shutting down shops owned by foreigners, often resorting to verbal and physical assaults. Now, state officials are reportedly involved. Mr. Kwashi says the mayor of one local area has allegedly closed foreign-owned shops, handed them over to locals, and ordered all foreigners to leave within 21 days. The High Commissioner says Ghana will challenge the actions in court.
The mayor?
Yes, the mayor in Estcourt has taken keys belonging to Ghanaians and other African migrants who are genuinely and legally working in his area, taken it, given to the locals. Their shops and businesses. Some of them say they have mechanic shops where they repair cars and others. He's taking the keys from them, and this we verified. The Nigerian ambassador has confirmed that his people have also complained. He's gone there to see it. The Angolan ambassador has complained that his people are involved. And so...
Are there Ghanaians whose keys are supposed to be taken?
A lot of Ghanaians. We have close to about 25 Ghanaians whose businesses have been closed.
Closed?
Yes.
That Durban enclave?
It's called Estcourt. It's about 2 hours from Durban.
About 25 Ghanaians?
Yes.
How did they collect the keys? They came to forcibly lock the shops up?
Yes. The mayor comes and says that you are a foreigner, you are a foreign immigrant, we don't want you here. So where are your keys to your offices? They give the keys, trying to be law-abiding, and then they give the keys to the mayor. Mayor then calls those locals that the Ghanaians have employed to be working with them and they are paying, and say, take over the business.
Wow.
Well, the commissioner has, however, indicated that they are proceeding to court to fight the menace.
We've told them that, look, we're going to fight this legally. There's no law in South Africa that gives the mayor that right to say whatever he's saying. So we're going to fight it. We're going to ensure that the right thing is done.
So they were given 21 days to pack out.
21 days to
and leave
the Estcourt province.
For province.
Yes.
What happens on the 21st day?
So we're not going to get there. What we want to ensure is that we ask the mayor under which laws are you giving them this deadline that they should move out from your area? What have they done?
Have we gone to court already?
No, we are in the process of. In fact, it's not only one country that is going. All the countries that are involved
together.
We've taken their statements and then we've given it to the legal department to look at them, and the legal department tells us that there's no way he's going to.
So legal department of the
African Ambassadors Group has a legal department that we've given the.
But you don't have time. I mean, considering
yes.
That you said today, you reminded them that they are how many days?
17 days.
17
days.
You just have a little or 2 weeks.
Yes.
To do something about this.
Very well. And we are doing that.
Let's get talking. Dr. Vladimir Ntwidanso is a security analyst. He's joining me on Zoom for more on this. Dr. Ntwidanso, welcome to the program. It appears that there is no end in sight due to the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Now we're hearing that even mayors are now involved in this. What do you make of it? If you could unmute your microphone so we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Right. Well, it's very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. It's clear that those in governance in South Africa have not been tutored about their own history, number one, and about governance systems and about international relations. I mean, like the High Commissioner was querying, under what laws can a mayor just come and seize the properties or seize the keys to a property of a foreigner? Once the foreigner is in the country, whether legally or illegally, the government, the host government, has a duty to ensure that nothing untoward happens to the person, because it can bring a whole lot of unpalatable kind of international kind of diplomatic problems. So it's very unfortunate that this is happening in South Africa, knowing very well that this is not the first time. So something should be done about it. I heard this and I was very much angry about the whole situation.
Well, it's quite interesting because Ghana's High Commissioner to that country says he, together with other countries, are threatening to go to court because their shops have been closed, taken over. The mayor has now handed it over to locals. They have 21 days, according to him. The mayor has given them 21 days to vacate the country. It is left with 16 days. Would you advise Ghana's High Commissioner and other countries who have been affected to proceed to court over this?
Obviously, it is the most civilized way to go about it. I mean, what you do in international relations is to employ all the tools in the toolbox box of diplomacy and the law to ensure that nothing untoward happens amongst the nations involved. So what they are doing is the correct thing. They're going to use South African laws to prove the South Africans wrong. That's number one. Number two, then the countries involved will have had the chance to use diplomatic means to talk, jaw, and settle the issues. So I think it's the correct thing to do. Elsewhere, yesterday, for example, I had one senator in Nigeria asking the Nigerian government to call for a retaliation in Nigeria. You see, such situations can create a whole lot of problems for international relations, relations between and among nations. The first time this thing happened, there were retaliations in Nigeria, Abuja. People pounced on South Africans, and it was unhealthy until it was resolved. So if the South African government does not take the necessary steps, there is the possibility that all other countries, Angola, DRC, Zimbabwe, Zambia, all nationals from that area are in South Africa. And from West Africa, we have almost all nationals also there. So if they don't take care, we have DSTV here, MTN, several other enterprises owned by South Africans in our country and in other countries. And what the senator was calling for was not what I would endorse anyway, but it could happen. It could really happen.
South Africans have become very unpredictable and erratic when it comes to xenophobic attacks. People have started drawing their own conclusions to the possible suit that Ghana, together with other countries, are threatening to file. There are those who say that it could be that Ghana and those countries could win that case in court, but enforcement could become a problem. Or even the judges who will sit on these cases might fear that they may be, targeted if they rule in favor of Ghana, so they might go the other way. Really, is it very dicey? Isn't it dicey taking the diplomatic route?
It is dicey, but diplomacy does not end. It grinds slowly, but that is the only way we avoid carnage. That's the only way we avoid catastrophes. So we need to go that route. There's no other route better than diplomatic route. So for me, we should continue pursuing that route, which is more acceptable, and in the civilized communities, this is the more acceptable way. We cannot be the judges. But then if we took any other means, there is a possibility that there will be reprisals.
Right.
So I believe what the ambassadors and the high commissioners are doing is the most will definitely be on record.
As a security analyst, what concerns you the most about allegations that local state officials are now involved in shutting down foreign-owned shops like the ones we are witnessing there?
I have a big problem. The big problem is this, that these are state officials. So then it sends a psychological message to the ordinary people in the street that, look, our government is even involved. They are supporting us, and therefore it will go way higher. And if it does, trust me, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Lesotho, all other countries might retaliate. And that is why I'm worried. Where these retaliations come, it will be very difficult. Come to think of it that Ghanaians pounce on South African enterprises here, loot and beat them or whatever it is. It will be the duty of our government to make sure it doesn't happen. And in that, it creates some chaos. We'll have to fight our own nationals whilst we fight the South Africans. So that is the route I'm saying we don't have to, veer into that completely. That's the security problem that it can bring. It will bring a bitter kind of relationship between us and South Africa. Secondly, it will be a big problem for the AU, the African Union. Already we're trying to silence the guns. We're saying that development cannot go with the guns booming in Africa. So we're trying to silence the guns everywhere and trying to build intra-African trade, intra-African cohesion. How do we do this if while silencing the big guns in terrorism, etc., we are negotiating another band for intra-national kind of feuds? So again, it will be a big security problem for the whole of Africa. For the Agenda 2063 that we have put ourselves, that by 2063 we should have one Africa, a giant Africa, a big population of more than 1.4 billion with infrastructure and development to the level of other countries. We can't achieve this if this is the way we want to go. So it will be a big security problem. We need to fight it right now.
Right.
But basically, South Africa should take the lead. They must assure us that there is a government in South Africa which does not support this. But if they don't, then it means we believe that it is a government which is instigating all these.
Dr. Nchudanso, don't go yet. The High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi, is also joining me right now on Zoom. Commissioner, grateful for your time this afternoon. You have 16 days per the 21-day ultimatum that has been given to you. You told my colleague Evans Mensah yesterday that you are going to proceed to court with other nationals. Has the decision been finite now? Are you proceeding finally, and when is it?
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to you and to our cherished viewers and listeners, and also to say good afternoon to Prof. I think that we have just been briefed that the mayor is standing down on that thing that he was doing back in Estcourt, indicating that they have given us a number of days to leave. In fact, he has spoken to me this morning, and he indicated that he is looking for us meeting and getting this matter resolved. We've been clear to him that we're not coming to negotiate. We're coming to ensure that the right thing is done. The right thing is that give back the keys to the people who own those businesses. And then we can talk after that. What we did also was that we wrote directly to the Department of International Relations of South Africa, which is their Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and indicated to them our decision to pursue legal means. I'm sure that they didn't want us to pursue the legal means. That is why they might have spoken to the mayor to ensure that he stands down and does what is right. I think that gradually, after the president of South Africa issued that statement 2 days ago, the voices of conscience have started speaking. People are taking the forefront now in fighting what we have all been fighting for, ensuring that we get a better South Africa that is welcoming to everybody and not being xenophobic.
Do you trust the mayor?
Well, under the circumstances, we have to push him to do what is right. He needs to rather uphold the law. What he was doing was just populism. Now he's aware that there's a law that he needs to uphold, and I'm sure that whether we trust him or not, which we believe that he would have to do the right thing, and he would definitely do it.
So does that mean that you are standing down on your promise to head to court now?
No. We are not standing down any of these promises until we see that the issues are resolved. and resolved in a way that is acceptable to us, then we can withdraw these things. But all other measures that we want to use, we are not withdrawing. We are not standing down. No.
You've been in Ghana for some days now. Have you heard of any incident of any Ghanaian being attacked since you left that country?
We keep on giving them the advisory notes. We keep on following up. Currently, there's no Ghanaian that has been harmed or attacked. There are others that are facing challenges that we genuinely have sent consular officers to go and give them the help that they want. I've just been informed by my office as well that there is going to be another demonstration in Durban tomorrow, which has just been announced. And they say that it will be the mother of all mother demonstrations. So we're going to issue an advisory in the next couple of minutes, advising our Ghanaian brothers and sisters to also not go open their shop, to avoid the confrontation as we continue to engage the South African authorities and to ensure that what the president has said, they are able to implement it.
Right. And we understand that about 200 Ghanaians want to be repatriated back to this country. Can you give us more details about it?
Well, the ministry had a directive. I'm sure that the minister, in consultation with government, had decided, government and other private business owners who believe that they should be able to bring back home any Ghanaian that has found him or herself in this situation. So they gave us the directive to tell the Ghanaian community, which we have done. And so we're waiting for those that want to be repatriated. We have a certain number now. We continue to, even this morning, we've had an addition of almost about 30 people. So we're working on those to ensure that they are repatriated to Ghana safely.
Approximately how many are there?
We should be heading towards the 300s.
Right, Commissioner, don't go yet. Dr. Vladimir Mchidanso is still on Zoom with me. Now we're getting somehow of a positive update from Ghana's Commissioner to South Africa. He says that the mayor who seized the shops of foreigners is standing down and saying that now they want to dialogue. Do you think that is something that Ghanaian authorities should accept? Kindly unmute again.
I'm saying, let me say hello and good afternoon to His Excellency. He's doing a very good job. He's not being confrontational. He's using the principles of international relations to confront the issue. So I doff my hat for him. Actually, the mayor has nothing to do but to obey the instruction of two. For one, the head of the president, and two, the rules of international engagement. Because one, as a mayor, you could not take the laws into your own hands and just order people to hand over their keys to you. If it were so, then in the whole world over, there will be so much chaos. So I believe he is obeying what the president has said, and he is following the rules of international engagement. And that should end it up.
We often see these sporadic xenophobic attacks from South Africans on black Africans. Do you think that this could be the final straw? Could it possibly stain or strain our relationship with South Africa, Ghana as a country?
Well, surely this could strain the relationships, but it depends on how we use diplomacy to solve the issue. Number one, South Africa should take it upon itself to educate the new generation of black South Africans. It looks as though they don't know their history. They do not know their history. They do not understand how relationships work with other countries. If they knew their history, they would not attack any other black person in South Africa, because specifically Ghana and Nigeria were at the forefront of the liberation struggle of South Africa, of Mandela, and of everything. South African history cannot be completed. There will always be pages about Ghana, pages about Nigeria. I know Nigeria spent a lot of money. Ghana spent diplomatic efforts, including threats to send troops to South Africa to go and fight. So if they knew their history, they wouldn't do this. But you know, the history of South Africa itself is a boisterous history. They know only of demonstrations, of killings, of reprisals, etc., etc. So when apartheid was no more, there was nobody to fight anymore. And that is why these things have been very rampant. And the government must actually kick against this. Now, the story is that if you took away the US, South Africa has the highest crime rate, boisterous rate in the world. And so it is something the South African government is battling with already. And so we shouldn't be surprised about this, but something must be done. And I think this episode may be the last one, or maybe a point where they will be winding down on this kind of black-on-black violence.
Not only crime, you look at unemployment rates among South Africans. Black South Africans, it's at an all-time high. You look at the HIV prevalence in that country, it's at an all-time high as well. Could all of these be reasons why they are putting out their frustrations on fellow Black South Africans, you'd say?
You are very right. Earlier on, I had told one of the stations, or your sister station, that normally when there is a downturn in economic development, these things happen. We may remember in the early 70s in Ghana, we did the same thing to fellow West Africans, and it affected Nigeria a lot because they were here in their numbers, and we sent them back. You know, the Aliens Compliance Order, it was because the economy was bad in 1970, 71, 72. And they went back. They suffered a lot. In 1983, 82, 83, during the lean seasons of development in West Africa, Nigeria also decided to retaliate by asking West African or all aliens in Nigeria to leave. It affected more than 3 million Ghanaians were bundled out of Nigeria. I was abroad and I saw films of how Ghanaians were falling from a ship which Rawlings had asked to bring them. It was pathetic. And it's all at the background of bad economic situations. So yes, it's understood. But that bad economic situation did not come from the foreigners. It came from the indigenous, the host country's own policies. So it behoves the governance of the country to put things right. If an economy is booming, it thrives more on foreign hands. Check the net, and you see that Canada is asking for not less than 3 million hands. It's always on the net. And the Prime Minister came out boldly to say that they need more hands. Everybody, just apply. In fact, Germany has been built on foreign hands. Turks, Ghanaians. Until 1979, you didn't need a visa to go to Germany. So the strength of Germany was built with foreign hands. Give me any country which has built itself with indigenous hands. Not a single one in the history of the world. American, whatever it is, has been built on slavery and everything. So South African economy is what it is today because of the hands that the foreigners have given. But when there is a slowness of the economy, then indigents begin to feel that it is the foreigner which has brought that untold hardship. But the government must know that there is a government, and they must use rules, regulations, including rules of international engagement to ameliorate the situation.
Dr. Njudanso, don't go yet. I still have Commissioner Gyasi with me. You've lived in South Africa for quite a number of years now. We saw one of the first individuals who was attacked in South Africa. He's returned home and he's been offered employment by businessman Ibrahim Aframma. Since his return, has there been any other Ghanaian who has left that country due to xenophobic attacks?
Like I indicated, no Ghanaian has been repatriated apart from Mr. Emmanuel Asamoah. We did that quickly for Emmanuel Asamoah because his face had gone viral, and we picked up intel that people were looking for him to harm him. So quickly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs ensured that we bring him back to Ghana immediately, which we did. Like I indicated some few minutes back, we've been told that anybody in South Africa who wants to be repatriated back home, we've started taking down their names. They should get in touch with the mission and also with their local organizations or local groups so that they can forward the names to us at the High Commission. The good thing is that businessman Ibrahim Aframma has said that himself and other business owners in Ghana are ready to help reintegrate them when they get to Ghana in terms of getting them some jobs to do.
Right.
Just like we did for Mr. Samoa. Mr. Samoa was into beauty salon and stuff, but Mr. Ibrahim Ahmad felt that he could reintegrate him into a more profitable business, which is into sales of cement that he is producing. So he has indicated, and I'm sure if you've listened to the videos and then the recordings of him speaking to us yesterday, he said, let them come home, and he can promise that he would ensure that they are reintegrated into the Ghanaian society.
Right. Commissioner, that was actually going to be my next question to you, because most of these persons who are coming back home have lived most of their lives in South Africa. They've established businesses there. But it's good to hear that, that there is already a plan in place to reintegrate them into Ghanaian society. I want you to hold on for me, and so do I want Dr. Vladimir Ntwi-Danso to hold on for me and bring in Samuel Abu-Jinapor. He is the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. Welcome to the program, Mr. Abu-Jinapor. Now we're hearing from the Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa that there are more Ghanaians who are waiting to be sent home, repatriations. They want to be repatriated back home. Efforts are in place. As many as 300 persons have signed up to be repatriated back home. How would you rate government's efforts in this issue?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. And good afternoon to your cherished viewers. I think before I get to that, it's important to underscore the point, which is being the position of the minority in Parliament, that this is a really grave matter, and it raises a lot of concern, and the complexities, as well as the repetitiveness of this situation in South Africa will require some multiple interventions, both at the national level, i.e. Ghana's level, as well as at the multilateral level, i.e. the African Union. And we think, first of all, the Ghanaian government should be very proactive in protecting the interests of Ghanaians in South Africa. Being a Ghanaian should count for something, and Ghanaian citizenship should have positive implications for Ghanaians both at home and abroad. And it is in times like this that citizens require their governments to rise up to the occasion. And so all consular support and other services to Ghanaian citizens in South Africa through our High Commission in South Africa is one that is welcomed. We believe that the government should go a step further. First of all, to ensure that the South African authorities are engaged in order to protect Ghanaian citizens and all other nationals resident in South Africa. I think South African authorities should be impressed upon, and we should go beyond just petitioning the authorities and engaging the authorities, but we should deploy all legitimate diplomatic channels to put pressure on the South African government and the South African authorities to protect Ghanaian nationals as well as other nationals in South Africa. Secondly, Ghanaians who want to be repatriated to Ghana should have all the support from our government. And I think that the full panoply of Ghana's government authority and tools should be deployed to ensure that Ghanaians are repatriated to Ghana. And I think that I've been listening to His Excellency the Ambassador to South Africa talk about those, and I quote him, those who want to return. I think we should probably even go beyond those who want to return to have what one will call risk assessment and encourage Ghanaian citizens who do not even want to return or who do not want to be repatriated, encourage them to be repatriated and if it was possible to even insist, probably to insist, so that Ghanaian citizens are protected. Finally, we believe that this matter should be escalated to the African Union platform and framework, and all manner of measures are possible, including African Union even insisting that South Africa should be, if you want, asked to pay some damages of assault or what have you to African citizens or nationals who have suffered injustice and whose properties and whose persons have been injured or what have you, some sort of damages. But to conclude on this first phase of my intervention, I think what is happening in South Africa is most unfortunate. It's barbaric, it's backward, it's embarrassing to South Africans, first of all, and perhaps to the African identity as a whole. I think anybody who has a basic understanding of the history of Africa vis-a-vis South Africa, this should never happen in South Africa. This should be the last group of people who should ever attack any African national, because their very identity and their very nationhood and freedom is owed to the struggles of African nations and African citizens, and they should be more welcoming than any other nation, if I may put it that way. And I think also it's important for us to continue to admonish sister African countries and nationals and Ghanaians in particular to continue to be law-abiding, both in Ghana and outside Ghana, and be welcoming. Our country is a hospitable country, and the notion or the thought of vengeance or reprisal attacks should never come to our mind. We should be a country of safe haven for all citizens of the world and Africa in particular. But what is happening there is most unfortunate and should be condemned in no uncertain terms.
This is not the first time xenophobic attacks have been launched by South Africans on black Africans. There are those who are calling that enough is enough. They are calling for Ghana and other African countries to sever ties with South Africa, to show them that we are also, a sovereign country that can't live without you. Do you think that it will be a good idea, based on the calls, that Ghana severs ties with South Africa? Would you support that?
I think all measures should be put on the table, and the measures should be interrogated dispassionately and carefully, and whatever response African nations and the African Union will deploy should be, I want to choose my words carefully, should be constructive,
right,
and reasonable. And of course, when you see these kinds of footages, they invoke a lot of sentiment, rightly so, and they can be quite provocative, and again, rightly so. And therefore, the tendency for people to call for, reprisal actions and measures which may be out of proportion is one that clearly is legitimate. But to say the suggestion that a certain sense of tougher measures should be deployed by African nations and African Union, that I could not agree. I could not agree with that more. I think that it's a call in the right direction. When we were in government, by that I mean the Akufo-Addo administration, a similar incident occurred, and the South African president sent an envoy across African nations to render an apology to African nations. I think the South African government and authorities have a lot to rise up to. First of all, law and order. In a country that these kinds of conduct are perpetuated on regular basis, it's a country that I believe should ask key questions about law and order, and especially also when there are suggestions that some law enforcement agencies even look on or look away when these kinds of barbaric conduct is being perpetuated by citizens of their country. All of those call for tougher response from Africa and African nations. And I think that all these proposals and measures should be on the table. But for now, what is absolutely important will be the proactiveness of our government to ensure that our citizens are protected and supported in South Africa. I
want to pick your thought on this, Mr. Gyasi. So the commissioner, he's also on the line. He tells us that there's a province in South Africa called Estcourt, where that province's mayor ordered the closure of local shops and then took over control of those shops which are owned by foreigners, handed them over to locals, and gave the locals in that area 21 days to evacuate that place. Now we are hearing that he is rescinded on that decision. He has called for a dialogue, saying that they are handing back the shops that they took from the foreigners to them again, and calling for a dialogue. The commissioner and other foreign nationals have threatened to go to court over this issue. The commissioner says all cards are still on the table, but when he returns back to South Africa, he is going to meet the mayor, listen to him, and see how it goes. How do you think the commissioner should handle this? Should he go back, just listen to him, accept it, and withdraw the court action they are threatening? How should he handle it?
Well, I think my response will be in two parts. The first part will be that, as I have indicated, I believe the overarching goal and objective of the government through all the tools available to the government, particularly our mission in South Africa, should be to protect Ghanaian citizens in South Africa and to extend consular services to our citizens in South Africa, protect their lives and protect their persons against physical attacks and injury, and following from that, protect their property. But the most important assignment, if I may put it that way, or the most important consideration of the government and its mission in South Africa ought to be about the protection of Ghanaian citizens in South Africa, providing them the relevant tools, the platforms as in communication or even location, including but not limited to repatriating Ghanaians to Ghana, of those who are willing to, and even advising and in some cases probably insisting on Ghanaians being repatriated to Ghana so that we do not have any situation of losing a Ghanaian life in this unfortunate situation. I think that's the first goal. That should be the first goal of the government. And if I'm allowed to prefer that advice to His Excellency, this is what I will say. The second one is a broader issue of the example that our ambassador is referred to, which is the conduct of the mayor. But it's also important for us to point out that what is happening in South Africa is a very, very dangerous development, which all of us must speak against, and I believe that the African Union must take up very seriously. Because, there are examples in history on a much, much, much bigger scale, though, but what is happening kind of mimics it, and that is how it all starts. Germany and Nazi and Hitler and all of that, and invoking hate from a group of people to others, and the Holocaust and all of anti-Semitism. This is how it all starts, and having people to come to the conclusion that the reason why they're probably unemployed, or the reason why they cannot put 3 square meals on the table of their family, or the reason why they do not have this or that is because of this group of people. It's quite a common way of inciting hatred amongst a group of people against other group of people. And it's some of it happening in Rwanda between the Tutsis and the Hutsis. And so we need to take this matter needs to be taken up very, very, very seriously. And we are told, for example, that when it's electioneering time in South Africa, the notion of foreigners and their involvement in South African national life all become subject matters of political discourse. And political leaders tend to whip up sentiments for electoral advantage. And when the elections are over, then you have these kinds of situations. So yes, I think His Excellency the Ambassador is quite right in terms of taking this matter up with the mayor. But I believe it should be taken up even at a much, much broader and much, much escalated level at the African Union level. Because just imagine other African countries also began to
retaliate
South Africans across Africa and perish that thought. May that never be our portion in Africa. You can imagine what this can turn into. And so government should really rise up to the occasion. And the nation is looking up to government and watching carefully. Beyond the petitions, beyond the rhetoric, beyond the posturing, is the need for real governmental mobilization to deploy all the logistics and resources available to the government of Ghana to protect Ghanaian citizens in South Africa.
Samuel Abujinapo, thank you very much. He's the ranking member on Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. I still have the Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa on the line with me, Benjamin Gyasi. Mr. Gyasi, you've been listening to the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee. He's proffered some advice. One of them is that he would advise government to actually encourage all Ghanaians left in South Africa to return home, even those who have not expressed interest to be repatriated. Is that something that you take up?
Thank you very much. I think that the minister has also indicated the same thing that Honorable Gyinapo has just reiterated. The minister says that it is not only those affected, but any Ghanaian living in South Africa who thinks that over the years or over the course of their stay in South Africa, nothing good has happened. I think it's time they come back home. And it's against this backdrop that you would look at the circumstances. There are people who are doing very good businesses in South Africa, Ghanaians to say the least. And they save money over a course of a year or two. Then this xenophobic thing happens. People go into their houses, they go ransack their rooms, take everything, and then they get back to square one again. So we are encouraging that we should not only repatriate those who have been affected by this attack, but anybody else who believes that their life has not been transformed ever since they got to South Africa, to also come up and then write their name so that government will help repatriate them. I want to put on record that it is not just to repatriate them, but to reintegrate them into the Ghanaian society. And that is where the minister has ensured that other business entities and business owners, he personally, as the Foreign Affairs Minister, engages them to ask that when these people come in, can you help reintegrate them, give them some businesses to do so that they can be able to take care of their families. And I believe that there have been positive responses to the minister, and it is at that backdrop that he wants us to go all out and bring our fellow compatriots who are in South Africa back home. And this is exactly what we are working on.
Mr. Commissioner, thank you very much. Benjamin Gyasi. He is Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa. Dr. Vladimir Entry-Danso is still on the line with me. I want to pick your final thoughts so we wrap up this conversation. Kindly unmute your microphone so we can hear you.
I strongly believe that the Honorable Ranking Member Samuel has spoken a lot. And what I take from this is that it's so good that we are not politicizing this.
Right.
Both the government and the opposition are in one accord on this, that repatriation is needed. 2, diplomacy must be employed. And 3, we should all do everything possible to raise the stakes, even at the multilateral level at the AU. That is good to hear. That is good to know. And I strongly also suspect that we must commend the High Commissioner for doing what he's doing. Yes, any Ghanaian, it's a choice though, but we must encourage those who are not even willing to come to see that their physical existence is more important than the money they are making, so we can repatriate them. And repatriation also goes with rehabilitation. I think we've done that before. In the 80s, when millions of people came from Nigeria, the Mobi Squad was formed, and we did everything possible to reintegrate them into our society. Again, when we repatriated a lot of people from Libya some time back, we did the same thing. So we need to continue with that. I believe that the measures we are taking are the most appropriate, and that diplomacy must work rather than retaliation.
Dr. Vladimir Chudanso, thank you very much. He's a security analyst. Earlier, we heard from Samuel Abujinapo. He's the ranking member on Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. We also heard from Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi there. You're still watching The Pulse here on Joy News. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more.
Let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome to the Ghana Business Leaders Conclave, a rare time with His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. This exclusive forum brings together CEOs, board members, policymakers, and captains of industry for a high-level closed-door dialogue on negotiation, mediation, and ethical governance for business sustainability, alongside a rare opportunity to engage in a deeply insightful conversation with one of Africa's most influential and widely respected traditional rulers. Theme: Leading with Integrity, Navigating Mediation and Ethical Governance for Business Sustainability. In today's complex and high-stakes business environment, the ability to make sound ethical decisions under pressure is critical. Join us on Friday, 15th May 2026 at 4 p.m. at the Kofi Ohene Konadu Auditorium on the UPSA campus. For RSVP or enquiries, kindly call 024-431-1996 or 024-587-9187. Be part of this defining conversation where leadership meets legacy and the future of ethical governance is shaped. The Ghana Business Leaders Conclave, a rare time with Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II.
Across Ghana, in communities big and small, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2026, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. From Bimbila in the northern region, Faith Jakpasu is transforming classrooms through innovation, inclusive learning, and life-changing initiatives for students, teachers, and vulnerable communities. From Aflawo in the Volta region, Felix Akakbo is building schools, supporting students, and investing in the future of an entire community. In health, from Winneba in the central region, Amos Ando is turning his personal battle with sickle cell into a national movement for awareness, prevention, and policy change. From Nkwanta in the Oti region, Bless Lantam is delivering life-changing healthcare to hard-to-reach communities, even in the face of conflict. From Insawame Dwejri in the eastern region, Antonio Say is restoring mobility, dignity, and opportunity through prosthetics and outreach across Ghana. From Adenta in the Greater Accra region, Valerie Ajatia is empowering amputees with hope, rehabilitation, and the courage to rebuild their lives. From Anyanui and Loga in the Volta region, Reverend Christian Valeto is rescuing, treating, and reintegrating neglected mental health patients back into society. From Akuse in the Eastern region, Alberta Aite is mentoring, educating, and empowering over 1,000 girls to dream beyond limitations. From Senyabriku in the Central region, Isabella Akwabwa fighting period poverty and equipping women and girls with skills for independence. In WASSCE, from Sirigu in the Upper East region, Dr. Anthony Akunzele is improving livelihoods through clean water, education, and economic opportunities for women. From Akache in the Volta region, Senyor Bomita is transforming communities through schools, clean water, healthcare access, and youth empowerment. And for the Corporate Partner Award from the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is empowering thousands of young people through education, skills training, and community development. These are not just finalists. These are change makers. They are nation builders. They are Ghana's true heroes. Join News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impacts. Who takes this home?
The 2026 Join News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by Ghana CEO Summit, a decade of leadership impact. Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Abakun, Services Bebre, New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability. Water Aid Ghana, change starts with water. Ghana Chamber of Mines.
Hello again. More than a year after government introduced the no-fee stress policy for first-year students in public tertiary institutions, some level 100 students under the 2026 batch of beneficiaries are raising concerns over delays in the reimbursement of their tuition fees. Under the policy, first-year students who successfully apply through the designated portal are expected to be reimbursed for academic fees paid at the beginning of the academic year, but some students say despite completing the process, they are yet to receive their refunds. A situation they say is placing financial strain on them and their families. The students are also calling on government to provide clear timelines and improve communication on the disbursement process.
My parents went for a loan to support me in my fee paying. Yes, they took loans so that they could cater for my needs and everything, my clothing and stuff. They knew that a refund would be given to us, so they had the intention of paying back their debts when the refund is given back to us. So up to date, we've not heard from the government concerning our refund, and it's really worrying me because around next week or next 2 weeks we will be reopening again.
The government promised us to give us back our school fees that we will pay at the first year in re-entering university. So my parents knew about this whole thing and they decided not to even buy me a laptop and a phone. Yeah, and so they told me that when my money is given back to me, I mean when the government provides me my money, I would rather use that to buy myself a laptop. I went to school for the first semester without no phone, no laptop.
The delay of the no-fee stress by the government has really and greatly affected me as a student because I made plans and decisions based on the hope that the financial pressure will reduce. I waited with the belief that the support would arrive on time in order for it to help me focus on my education, academic needs, and personal development. Instead, the delay has created uncertainty, stress, and difficulty in managing my school expenses, as well as brought a burden on my parents' shoulder to look for other places for money to help my education.
And while some students are still waiting, others have confirmed receiving their refunds. Here is a first-year student of the University of Cape Coast who spoke to us earlier.
I received my money on the 30th of April, but before then, I was anxiously waiting for it. And then I was told the money was being released in badges. So the first badge had already come and I was not part. So thankfully, on the 30th of April, I received mine, which meant that I am part, or I was part of the second badge. Now, as it stands, I know some colleagues who are yet to receive their monies. It hasn't come yet, so they are still waiting.
Well, let's get talking. Kofi Nkrumah is head of disbursement at the Students' Loan Trust Fund. He's joining me on Zoom right now for more on this. Welcome to the program. So it appears that some students have received, others haven't. Can you give us the number, first of all? How many students have been paid?
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity given me to explain what we are doing. But before I answer your question, I want to bring something into perspective. When you talk of no-fee stress is made up of a number of financial products that the government is implementing to support tertiary students in the country. One of the no-fee stress products is the no academic fees, which is the reimbursement or direct payment of fees of level hundreds of public accredited tertiary institutions. And when you talk of public accredited tertiary institutions, we are talking about colleges of education, which is 49 public colleges of education, 3 agricultural colleges in the country, 85 health training institutions, 16 public universities, and 10 technical universities, 163 made up of the public institutions that are benefiting the no academic fees for level 100 students. So that is one product. And we have the Persons with Disability Grant, which is also for public accredited tertiary institutions, as I've mentioned already. This one is from level 100 to final year undergraduate students who are persons with disabilities. And this one, government take full fees and the accommodation. And we're also planning to give them stipends, which are yet to start the stipends. Then we have teacher training allowances that we are disbursing. Then we have the regular student loan, which we pay to students. We have student loan plus, which is the full fees that we pay to continue students in public accredited tertiary institutions, and then all students in private accredited tertiary institutions. So these are the products that is under the no-fee stress. When you mention the no-fee stress, this is what we talk about. Then what we are saying, the no academic fee was implemented in 2024-25 academic year when NDC government took over. At that time, students were already in school. So government decided to pay by giving them reimbursement because they have already paid their fees. But in this academic year, that is 2025-26 academic year, which are currently paying, what we did was that we had a stakeholder engagement where some institutions suggested that we should pay the academic fees directly to the institutions. Others, they said that the students have to be in school, pay their fees, then we reimburse to them. So as we speak now, those that we did a direct disbursement to them, that is the colleges of education, health training institutions, and agricultural colleges, over 95% of the students have been paid. And the monies have been paid to the schools already, which you can confirm from them. And those that we are doing the reimbursement, that is the technical universities and the public universities. What happens is that the institutions have to upload the student they have issued admission letters to into our system. The students have to go and validate that truly they have been admitted into that institution before we disburse to them. And there's some sort of delay on the part of the institution, loading the admitted student on time. But as far as the fund is concerned, as we speak today, we have paid 58,428 Ghanaian tertiary students. They have received their monies already. And payment is ongoing. This week, we hope to pay more than 30,000 students as well. So like somebody said, the payment is in batches. The reason why it's in batches is that we have to validate the information the institutions will provide. If the information received from the institution is in order, disbursement is done because the funds has the resources to disburse to the student.
Mr. Nkrumah, that figure that you gave, is it for the 2024-25 academic year or 25-26 academic year or both?
Okay, let me put it on record. As for 2024-25 academic year, we are done with it.
Okay.
That one we did a disbursement and we paid over 157,000 students. that chapter is closed.
Okay.
The figure I'm talking about is for 2025-26, which is ongoing. And with this 2025-26, as at this morning, when I went into the portal, the institutions have been able to upload 187,147 student data. These are the students that the institutions have admitted. But the students have to go into the portal to validate that truly they are in the institution. Somebody can be in KNUST or Akufo-Addo University because I've gotten 2 admissions. The students have to go into our portal to accept that, yes, I've been admitted at KNUST or I'm going to Akufo-Addo University. So when you go into our system, out of this 187,147 that the institutions have uploaded, students have validated 166,922. Out of this, we have already paid 58,428, and as I speak now, 87,732 are being processed for payment, which, as I speak, I think 11,000 or so students will be receiving text messages in the next few minutes. So the payment is ongoing. As and when we validate your information, everything is in order, you will receive your money.
So for students who are still experiencing delays despite applying through the portal, what should they expect going forward?
The system has been designed in such a way that it's the system is very friendly. So you go into the no fee stress portal, then you key your Ghana card. If you key your Ghana card, and what we are seeing is that some of the students, they provided wrong Ghana card numbers to their institutions. The institutions, to some of them also do not validate the Ghana card numbers. So sometimes we get some mismatches with the numbers. If you key in and it tells you that your details have not been uploaded, contact your school for them to upload the information. If you key in and it says pending disbursement, which means in the next few days, you'll be paid.
So does that mean that those who are still yet to receive their funds, the fault really isn't coming from the Student Loans Trust Fund, but it could be from them or their school?
Exactly the point. So for instance, last week, we did some validation checks and we got to know that some students, the Ghana card numbers they provided to their institutions is different from the Ghana card numbers they used to validate to create account numbers for them to pay the money into. So for instance, my name is Kofi-Addo Nkrumah. That is what I've provided to University of Ghana. But when I'm validating, I use somebody's Ghana card. So there's mismatches here. So even this one, the trust fund has gone further by writing to the school the details of said student to confirm if truly those students have been admitted. So if the institutions confirm that this student who made a mistake of using the wrong Ghana card number to validate, truly they are a student of this institution, if the school confirm and then send us a response, we are able to process them too as well. So some of the students who are complaining, they need to check from our portal whether they have their details correctly as they submitted to their institutions. If not, they should contact their institutions to make the necessary corrections.
Is there a window to which, if they do not make these corrections, they are likely to miss out?
Honestly speaking, we gave the institutions up to 20th of April for them to upload all the student data. And then we also gave the student up to the 30th of April to do the validation. But because of these challenges that came up, our chief executive has given a grace period for the institutions to make the necessary corrections and the students also make necessary corrections so that we can pay all eligible Ghanaian accredited tertiary students. So though the deadline has been communicated already, but we are still opening the application for the student to make the necessary corrections, which I believe in a few weeks' time we'll give the final deadline. When that one is done, if we are not able to do it, which means that maybe you are not interested in accessing the fund.
So that means there's a temporal deadline that has been given. Up to when?
Oh, the deadline already has expired, but we have still opened the application because of the challenges I just spoke about, because people are using wrong Ghana card numbers, mismatches, and other things. We want to correct them.
Okay.
We don't want a situation, eligible student to not be paid because of the mistake one or two that they made. So we are opening the application still for them to make the corrections, and the institution can still also upload the information about their students.
So I take that to mean that you are yet to come to a conclusive deadline as to when to close
exactly
this.
The point. Exactly the point.
Okay, Kofi.
So all students should exercise patience, they will receive their money. Like I'm saying, it's ongoing. Right now, I believe some will receive a text message. We are paying like 11,000 or so students today. Tomorrow, we hope to pay like 20,000. So it's ongoing. As and when we validate the information, everything is in order, you receive your money.
Kofi Nkrumah is the head of disbursement at Student Loan Trust Fund. Thank you very much. Still on education, Ghana has constituted a committee made up of the Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service, and university authorities to address concerns over rising hostel fees across the country. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu says the ministry, GES, and vice chancellors are engaging stakeholders to find a solution. Speaking at the inauguration of governing councils for Jasikan College of Education and University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences, he warned that private partnerships should not lead to exorbitant hostel charges.
We're also aware publicly there's been concerns about adjustment to hostel fees. There is a committee which will work with the Ministry of Education, GTEC, and the Vice Chancellors of the universities. We will be convening to deliberate further and consult further in order that we find an amicable solution to it. But be assured that government will simply not run on the principles of private partnership, and therefore unlimited laissez-faire guidance will dictate the pace. We will be social and we will reflect social values and social concerns in the delivery of that public goods.
That's the Sector Minister Haruna Idrisu, who also announced that the University of Engineering and Agric Sciences is expected to admit its first 800 students by October this year.
To advise the President and government on the establishment of additional public universities in Ghana. As and when the report is ready, we'll walk it through your cabinet and through the President for policy guidance. But I need to assure the people of Western North that at the last time I said new universities will be established in each region of Ghana, they felt left out. Let them be assured that they are part of the contemplation of the President in the creation of those new additions.
In other stories this afternoon, traders at Nima market are counting their losses hours after fire razed stores in the area although personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service responded swiftly and managed to bring the fire under control. Some goods and properties were destroyed. Adobia Sari has the rest of the story.
On Monday night, between the hours of 10 and 11 p.m., a fire broke out in some parts of the Nima market, engulfing 4 stores which sold disposables, food items, and glassware. It's unclear what triggered the fire, as traders had already closed for the day and had gone home. They were later called to the scene by residents in the area. The traders are now counting their losses, with many reeling from the shock of losing their livelihoods in just one night. According to the traders, the Ghana National Fire Service responded swiftly to douse the flames. For sure.
Yeah.
What were you selling?
Disposables, yeah. Anything disposables.
Okay, so
take away polythlins, yeah.
Okay. How did you hear of this? Were you here at the time?
No. I was asleep when they called me that my shop is on fire, so I should come around. Yeah.
Okay. So at what time did you get here?
It was around almost 11. It was around almost 11 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, I see that you are clearing your the ashes of the things that you have lost. It means you weren't able to get anything at all.
No. I couldn't salvage anything. Nothing. Nothing.
Me wo fie and Aframma baby ameto ade no ehye na me di me ka gen me buy no 5 service so 5 service so nya me shira o mo ma ade na so ye bibia ya mfa Ashe, Yanyama Nina, Ashe, Apata Bibiashi, and yes, Ramo Mumboye. Why, yes, Ramo, Silva Bibia, Ashe, Ashe, Apache, Chesro, Ashe, Bibia, Ashe, and yes, Ramo, more Boadia, Monfam Boye.
As they continue to salvage what is left of their goods, customers and passers-by have been stopping to sympathize with them. Although the fire was brought under control, many of the traders say they are still struggling to recover from the shock and are unsure of what steps to take next. From Nima here in Accra, my name is Adobe Asare for Joy News.
4 suspected illegal miners have been arrested and 2 excavators seized following a joint anti-galamsey operation in the Krobo Forest Reserve in the Amansia Central District of the Ashanti region. The operation, conducted by the Ashanti South Police Command in collaboration with Logist Group Company Limited, led to the destruction of several mining equipment being used for illegal mining activities within the protected forest reserve. However, the exercise took a turn when NDC chairman for Jakobu, Jacob Bobbin, and the Amansia Central NADMO coordinator allegedly attempted to interfere in the process by demanding the release of excavators and the suspects, whom they claimed were party affiliates. And this is raising concerns as the task force bemoans such interference as a distraction to its work. The following report has more.
4 suspected illegal miners have been arrested at the Krobo Forest in the Amansia Central District of the Ashanti region during a joint anti-galamsey operation conducted by the Ashanti South Police Command and Logist Group Company Limited. During the operation, excavators were seized by the task force. This, however, witnessed political interference after the NDC chairman for Jakobu, Jacob Bobbin, the NADMO coordinator for Amansia Central, and some party executives made attempts for the release of the suspects, claiming that they were affiliates. They also demanded the handover of the excavators and other equipment confiscated in connection with illegal mining activities. But speaking to the media, the operations manager for Logist Group Company Limited, Kofi stated that the suspects will be made to face the law. According to him, political interference continues to affect the company's efforts in combating illegal mining and reclaiming degraded forest lands in the area.
Inside forest, inside the Honan Casano. Yakoche machine 9 ya ne wo forest inside the hole dano ho pe ya omu edi ya wo ana Jakobu ya Odotobri chairman one ne nkofo tu kai ba ya ne galamsey ni na ote galamsey ni na ya che ne ka enum ena omu beka che se wono na de wo mu abehye ho enti mpanyumfo atachire enti yenyai saa adwuma na ya ye no.
We seized 4 machines operating illegally near the Oda River in Krobo Forest. As we prepared to move them, the NDC chairman for Jakobu arrived with his group and some galamseyers. They claim to have brought both the machines and the illegal miners to the site. He said the anti-galamsey task force turned down the request, explaining that their mandate came directly from the government to carry out these operations and protect the forest and land from destruction. Mr. J therefore called on government to intervene and prevent political interference in the fight against galamsey, warning that without such action, the battle against the menace cannot be won.
We are not conducting
this operation on our own authority. It is in line with the government's directive to end this menace. It is becoming very troubling recently.
For
Joy News, Nana Bwachidanko Kumasi.
Right to Play Ghana has raised alarm over severe teacher shortages in cocoa growing communities, with some schools operating with only 3 teachers instead of the required 9. The deficit has forced many teachers into distress multi-grade teaching, handling multiple classrooms with different curricula and abilities, which overloads educators and compromises learning outcomes. Stakeholders at the annual National Learning Forum of the My Life, My Rights projects are calling for urgent deployment of more teachers to mitigate acute teacher attrition situation undermining the delivery of quality education. The following report has more.
The My Life, My Rights project, now in its third year, seeks to improve the protective environment for children in cocoa-growing communities through quality education, child protection, and livelihood empowerment. Project manager Julius Kwamechachu explained that attrition is a major setback to efforts to keep children in schools. He is also advocating for increased budgetary allocation and logistics for social workers in underserved communities in cocoa-growing areas.
The stakeholders who are here today will help post more teachers to these schools. We all know that if teachers are engaged in multi-grading, one teacher is handling class 1, class 2, class 3, for example, it affects the quality of teaching because the curriculum for each of the classes are different. And even in one class, there are different abilities. Okay, so now putting more than one class together, a teacher himself will be too stressed, overloaded, and confused. So we can see the deficit here as well. So we are lobbying to the national stakeholders that budgetary allocation should be made for adequate resources for these social workers to be able to follow up on cases and ensure that cases get proper closure.
The forum was held under the theme Strengthening Quality Education Through Child Protection and Inclusive Practice. The forum, which reviewed the second year of the Nyonkopako co-sponsored project, highlighted gains in child protection while stressing the need to strengthen community and district structures for sustainability. The project operates in 50 communities across the Ashanti and Ahafo regions. The interim community director of Right to Play in Ghana, Ijichi Wemaman, described investing in children as a smart choice for the nation's future.
The thing we are really focusing on is making investments in children, because we think making investments in children is the smartest and most powerful thing to do. Particularly in this context of this project, we're trying to tackle child labor, child trafficking, because losing a child in the class is not only losing a student, but is actually losing a future. And we believe that making investments in the child is not only benefiting children, it's not only benefiting communities, it's especially benefiting Ghana as a whole.
Director of Pre-Tertiary Education at the Ministry of Education, Nana Bafuwa, said the project aligns with government's effort to bring out off-school children back into the classroom through holistic and collaborative strategies.
You know, the mantra for the education now is that no child should be left behind. And this initiative aligns very well with the goals of the minister, especially the pre-tertiary directorate, where we are trying to even bring students who are not student learners who are even out of classrooms. But there are a lot of strategies that is going on with regard to bringing out of school children back to classrooms. So it's a very, very important initiative.
Clinton Yabos report, read to you.
And 5 weeks after a violent rainstorm claimed the life of a 9-year-old girl and destroyed over 100 homes in Aframma, the Bono East Regional Office of NADMO, together with the Regional Minister Francis Entry, the MP and the DCE, visited the community to donate relief items, including roofing sheets, cement, rice, cooking oil, mattresses and buckets to the hundreds of displaced victims. Anas Sabit has more.
5 weeks. That is how long the people of Aframma have been sleeping in churches and schools under borrowed tarpaulins or in the skeletons of their collapsed homes. The rain that killed little Celestine has come and gone many times since, but today the skies of Aframma brought not more water but a convoy of help. The Bono East Regional Office of NADMO, led by Director Akwasi Lampo, arrived with a truck packed full of relief. Packets of roofing sheets, bags of cement, bags of rice, cooking oil, student mattresses and buckets, all to help a scattered community begin to piece itself back together.
These items that you have seen here, that's not all the items. Due to other disaster storms that happened. So we want to donate small to cover all those happened here. That made us to come here. President himself, Dominic, is here. And then MP is also here. And the DC is here. They're all here. So that to help regional minister to hand over the items to the community.
For the Member of Parliament, Chumesi Ampofo, this visit was personal. He had already donated 40,000 Ghana cedis to the victims in the immediate aftermath of the storm. But seeing the slow pace of recovery, he knew more was needed.
It's a challenge. The storm was so much. Therefore, they needed support. So we came here to assess the situation on the ground. We gave them 20,000 to support them initially. And now we've come to give them the rare items of roofing sheets so that each and every household that are affected will get one packet of roofing sheets to support themselves. We are still appealing to see how best we can still come and support them. And also, we're also telling them to start planting trees so that it will help.
The Bonny's Regional Minister Francis Osuantwi took a moment to acknowledge the broader effort, one that stretched from the presidency down to local volunteers.
I'm here basically to present the items on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Additionally, when the issue occurred, there is one gentleman hailed from Atibubu, but currently stay in US, to be precise, Bronx. He heard the news and he called that minister. What has happened to our people? With this I can't stay. So I have to also extend a helping hand to the people. So he has also donated 100 bags of cement in support of what His Excellency has done through NADMO.
For the over 100 displaced households, these are not just items. A roofing sheet is a promise of shelter before the next storm. A bag of rice is a week without hunger. A mattress is a child's first good night's sleep in 5 weeks. The visit from NADMO, the MP and the regional minister has brought tangible relief to Aframma. But as the rainy months continue, the community knows that rebuilding is a long road. Anna Sabit, Joy News, West.
And for years, the Volta Lake has been hiding a secret. Women bleeding to death on its shores because no speedboat existed to rush them to hospital. In the Sene East District alone, village elders say dozens of pregnant women lost their lives or their babies due to boat delays. And that's a bit more in this report.
For the women of Kojukrum, the Volta Lake was not a source of life. It was a wall of water between them and survival. For decades, giving birth here meant gambling with death. Without speedboats, pregnant women in labor had to cross this treacherous lake in slow manual canoes. The nearest hospital is in Krachi, hours away. Many never made it. Mamiama, a mother of 5, still carries a scar no doctor can heal. I remember losing my first child because we did not get a boat on time. I nearly lost my life, but I survived, but lost my child in the process. She's not alone. Locals whisper the names of women who bled to death waiting for boats that arrived too late. Some women in labor give birth on the lake. Others are unable to make the journey and they die on their way. Private boat operators charge between 200 and 400 Ghana cedis for an emergency night crossing in a community where most live on less than 10 cedis a day. If you don't get a boat on time, you have to wait, and even when you get the boat, their charges are exorbitant. We pay 400 or 500 Ghana cedis to make the journey. The National Health Insurance Authority has stepped in. They have provided a safe, modern fiber boat stationed here specifically for medical emergencies. District Chief Executive for Sene East Ofonyi Frederick Nkrumah says the boat will serve the over 38 communities scattered across the area.
This boat has come to solve the problems, to aid us to reach them. But according to the officers who are operating this machine, the journey of 1 hour 30 minutes, we can now use 15 minutes to reach our people.
Bono East Regional Minister Francis Osu-Antwi says this boat will also carry vaccines, health workers and hope.
The package seeks to address 4 main issues. 1, the national health insurance issues, and 2, the general health care in the district.
Sena mudisa speedboat ye diabadumu ye yedamwasipa.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Sene East.
WA East grows food for the region, but when the rains come, the district cannot move it. For years, deplorable roads have cut off communities from Funsi and from each other. In the worst parts of the rainy season, people do not drive or walk. They paddle canoes across flooded stretches just to get from one side of the road to the other. Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
WA East MP and ranking member of Parliament's Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs, Dr. Godfrey Sirujesao says the cycle has to break. He welcomed the inclusion of the Bulungayala Road in government's Big Push program and asked the Roads and Highways Minister, Governor Kwame Agboza, to extend it to Swansea.
We highly commended the contractor, Asti Ghana Limited, for doing a very good job, and so we hope and I want to add my voice in commending that contractor to continue to do a good job so that we can have the road delivered in good time. We are appealing to the Minister for Roads to consider extending it from kilometer 74 to the rest of it, that is to Swansea, and he's indicated that he will be considering it. So once I get back to Accra, I'll be working hard on it to enable him to extend it.
He also outlines plans to rehabilitate Fancy Town roads.
The other related one is our capital, Fancy Town roads, which has also been prepared and given to the road minister. So there are indications again that the road minister is considering even allowing the same contractor to go in there if he bids and succeeds, to go in there to be able to finish the Fancy Town roads. So we are very excited about it. At the same time, we have some feeder routes. Fortunately, government has brought in collaboration with the World Bank, what we call the market access routes, and a number of our routes has been captured, and so hopefully very soon we'll be able to get confirmation of which of the roads they are so that we can be able to announce it to the public.
3 key roads in the district are in such bad shape that they are blocking the movement of goods and services now, so he's acting on his own. Dr. Jesao presented a check for 75,000 cedis to the WA East District Assembly, led by the DCE, Adamu Shaibu. The money is to buy fuel for the Assembly's road improvement machines to open up access and help farmers cart produce to the market centers.
One of them is Mangwe-Bona Road. I want us to look at it very seriously. And so I expect that this money will be utilized in making sure that that road is open and motorable. I want to also recommend Yala Konyabin Road. Konyabin is the village of Maschapa. so what to make sure, and yet it's very critical because it brings out the people in that corner to the Yala to be able to connect to Fonsi, to be able to connect to Wa, to be able to connect to Northeast. And so we need to be able to create access for them. And so I need that road as well open. The other critical one is Yaro Panamona, so that we can have a link road. There's a lot of traffic that moves through the Paralahi area, and then they have to come all the way back to Wa to be able to go to Yaro area. And so opening up that road will also link up a lot of movement of people, goods and services.
He added he is willing to release more funds to help the Assembly reach more communities.
It's just the first phase. I'm sure that money may not be enough, but going forward, I'll come and add as much as I can always add regularly so that we'll make sure that these are opened. The other one is that there are a number of cut-off parts of some of our roads. One of them is Jeyiri Chase. There's a cut-off portion of bridge. So those emergency bridges, we have also done Yaokra. We've started doing the Yaokra with the support of the community. So where there are cut-off points, I expect you to be able to respond using the drip equipment to support the opening up and fixing of such emergency situations so that our people can have easy movement of goods and their services.
For farmers in cut-off communities, a passable road isn't about convenience. It is about income. It is about getting tomatoes, maize, and shea nuts to market before they spoil. It is about children getting to school without wading through flood water. Adamu Saibu received a check and said the assembly will use it to target the worst hit routes first.
Our drip machines are in good shape. Our major challenge is how to fuel them. East is one of the districts that have problems in mobilizing our IGF. Though recently we are making some progress, but it's still a big challenge. So once this support has come, I want to assure him that immediately we'll start doing the mobilization and see how we can put the machines on routes to start opening up the routes that he has mentioned.
WASSCE has the land and the farmers. What's been missing is the connection between farm gates and market. If the fuel buys enough road opening, the connection starts now. If Dr. Jesau follows through on more funding, more communities could stop relying on canoes to cross a road. Reporting for the News, Rafik Salam, Manwe.
Return shortly from the break with more.
By NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Ghana, get ready for the ultimate athletics showdown. The African Senior Athletics Championship is coming home.
Let's go, baby!
Live at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, Legon. Watch Africa's finest take center stage from Kenya, Nigeria, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, and many more elite athletes from across the continent. And flying the flag high for Ghana, Benjamin Azamati and Samino Abdul Rashid. This is African excellence on full display. Don't miss it. Live at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium from May 12 to May 17, 2026. The 24th African Athletics Championship. Powered by the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, the Confederation of African Athletics, and Ghana Athletics.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches, as little as 58 Ghana cedis, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
This week on The Sages.
Under Nkrumah, it was sort of state monopoly,
yes,
and development was state-driven.
The other scheme, and it was private sector. But if you look at the situation today, what have we really got from the private sector?
Do you feel that something changed along the line after his overthrow?
Political party comes and starts a number of projects. It is kicked out of power, and political party B comes and ignores all that and starts its own.
Because of political credit.
Political credit. But if you were sensible, you will finish what has been left.
The Sages, showing this Saturday at 12 p.m. on the Joy News channel.
Across Ghana, in communities big and small, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2026, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. From Bimbila in the northern region, Faith Jakpasu is transforming classrooms through innovation, inclusive learning, and life-changing initiatives for students, teachers, and vulnerable communities. From Aflao in the Volta region, Felix Akakpo is building schools, supporting students, and investing in the future of an entire community. In health, from Winneba in the central region, Amos Ando is turning his personal battle with sickle cell into a national movement for awareness, prevention, and policy change. From Nkwanta in the Oti region, Bless Lantam is delivering life-changing healthcare to hard-to-reach communities, even in the face of conflict. From Insawame Dwejiri in the eastern region, Antonio Say is restoring mobility, dignity, and opportunity through prosthetics and outreach across Ghana. From Adenta from Anyanui and Loga in the Volta region, Reverend Christian Valeto is rescuing, treating, and reintegrating neglected mental health patients back into society. From Akuse in the eastern region, Alberta Aite is mentoring, educating, and empowering over 1,000 girls to dream beyond limitations. From Senyabreku in the central region, Isabella Akwabwa fighting period poverty and equipping women and girls with skills for independence. In WASSCE, from Sirigu in the Upper East region, Dr. Anthony Akunzule is improving livelihoods through clean water, education, and economic opportunities for women. From Akache in the Volta region, Senyor Bomita is transforming communities through schools, clean water, healthcare access, and youth empowerment. And for the Corporate Partner Award from the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is empowering thousands of young people through education, skills training, and community development. These are not just finalists. These are change makers. They are nation builders. They are Ghana's true heroes. Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people, making extraordinary impact.
You're welcome back. The Electricity Company of Ghana in the Ashanti West Operational Zone has installed and commissioned new sets of transformers to enhance power supply to the greater Kumasi metropolis. The commissioning is under the Capital Investment Project of the Energy Ministry, an ECG to upgrade some distribution transformers that were reaching full capacity at the beginning of the year. The new transformers are expected to reduce system losses, improve reliability, and improve voltage profile to eradicate persistent low voltage challenges. More in this report.
37 new transformers have been so far commissioned in Ahinsan, Ebuakwa, Edum, Denyame, Kokobing, Bibieni, Swami, and Offenso district of the Ashanti West region. Other communities include Trede, Kodie, Apija, Kayora, Nkaria Pakala, Hemai, Bantamat Racecourse Market, and Ampame No. 2 Cemetery. The 10.9 million CD project includes the injection of additional transformers to relieve existing transformers, an extension of some high tension, and low voltage lines. The newly installed transformers are expected to reduce system losses and improve voltage profile to eradicate persistent low voltage challenges. Benjamin Obing Entry is the PRO for ECG Ashanti West.
Beginning of the year, we started the replacement of the distribution transformers and upgrading, then injection as well. So when we say upgrading, it means that maybe the existing one is around 200 kVA. Then we'll upgrade it from 200 to 315. What that means is we'll take out the 200, then we'll put the 315 there. But when we say injection, it means that through the 200 over here is getting to its peak or getting to its neck. We will put some poles or plant some poles there towards where the load is going towards, and then we'll mount the transformer at the center of the load as well. In terms of power transformers, we completed one last week at the Rage substation, which the Energy Minister came to commission and then inspect other ongoing projects as well. So beginning of the Ashanti West region, we have commissioned 37 distribution transformers. We've received approval for additional 35 transformers, which we intend to complete before we are in May, so let's say before the end of June as well.
Recent power outages in the region have adversely impacted households and businesses, consequently affecting the local economy. But the Assembly member for Rage and Shiasu electoral area, Abraham Bwadi, is positive the new transformers will support the 24-hour operation of businesses within his locality.
They are giving us 315. So 315 at Greenleaf, 315 at SD, 7 days junction, and then they say the other one will be end. I think it will help us a lot because we have a lot of, as you said it already, hotels, churches, pubs, and cafes. So I believe this one it will help us. It will help us. We have 24 working hours business in this area. You can even identify from the KPR stretch down to 100 runabout.
The Ashanti region is expected to take delivery of at least 700 new transformers with other ongoing projects to enhance power supply. Emmanuel Bright-Kweku's report for Joy News.
For 26 years, WA has been waiting on a courthouse that still does not exist. On paper, the multi-million city complex is 90% complete. But on the ground, it is a weed-choked shell while judges, lawyers and litigants cram in the same undersized rooms they've used for 3 decades. Clerks step outside and shout case calls with hoarse voices just to be heard. Members of Parliament's Judiciary Committee saw it firsthand last week and didn't hold back. After touring the site with lead consultant Sylvester Derry of Northwest Consortium Limited, the accused contractor, Project 7 Limited, of making false claims about the project's progress. Rafiq Salam has more.
The court complex never had an easy run. Contractors missed deadlines. Construction stalled. At one point, then Chief Justice Sophia Akufo visited the site, certified the structure was sound, and work resumed. What followed became a 9-day wonder. The contractor disappeared again, citing unpaid bills. Weeds took over the site. The unfinished courtrooms doubled as pens for sheep and goats and a hideout for suspected criminals. Meanwhile, litigants kept crowding into the same small old courtrooms. Frustrated by the snail's pace, authorities terminated the contract and handed it to Project 7 Limited. Work restarted a few years ago with a target, commissioned the complex as a pattern gift during the 2025 Ghana Bar Conference in WA. That deadline came and went. Contractors now say the project is about 90% complete, but when members of Parliament Judicial Committee visited the site on Monday, they didn't see it. Led by consultant Sylvester Derry of Northwest Consortium Limited, the MPs toured the site and came away unimpressed. The work didn't match the claim, and the structure wasn't even disability friendly. An angry committee chairman, Nkoko MP Joseph Frempong, voiced what everyone was thinking.
I'm highly disappointed because what we were told in Accra is not what we are seeing here. All the members here will attest to that because we were told the work was 90% done somewhere December last year, and we are in the 5th month, and look at the state of the building. Besides that, this building is not disability friendly. And it is in our bylaws that every building must be disability friendly so that everybody can have access to the building. But that's not what we are seeing here.
Ranking member and Laura MP Bidzeden agreed.
And so we knew that if those outstanding certificates were paid, it will give liquidity to the contractor, and the contractor will now be able to complete the remaining work before submitting his final certificate. And so we were coming to see that in addition to what had been done before he came to complain to us, after payment, he will complete the rest of the work. That's not what we have come to see. We have moved around the building, and even the building itself, the main building, is still not complete. Not talk about the surroundings, the additional works. We have seen the additional works which are supposed to be done. But the main building that we thought would have been complete, it should have been completed.
Zabzugu MP Umar Al-Hassan had a mixed reaction.
We have inspected, we have observed, and now my appeal to my other committee colleagues is that anytime you approve, try and visit site to ensure that whatever they come to tell us in Accra is what is actually taking place.
What angered them most was the absence of the contractor, Project 7 Limited.
And so the disappointment is that contractor is not here. He has pocketed his money, but the remaining, we'll deal with him when we get to Accra.
We told the consultant that he should make available to the committee the IPCs which have been paid to the contractor so far. It is when we get the IPCs that we can determine the level of work that has been done and the payment that has been effected. And if payment has been made and the work has not been done, then we'll surely take the contractor to task.
Until then, the old story continues in war, crowded rooms, shouted case calls, litigants waiting in the heat. The complex was meant to end that. For now, it is just another abandoned site with a 90% completion claim and 26 years of broken promises behind it.
This is the Wa High Court complex, which was started some 26 years ago. This is a project that several millions of Ghana cedis has been paid into. They have given to the contractors, and yet the project hasn't been completed. It is the wish of the Parliamentary Committee on Judiciary that the project should be completed before the next budget hearing. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam.
Away from Wa, let's take you to the Upper East region, where children in rural communities in that particular region rarely get the opportunity to experience the thrill of standing on a stage and competing in a spelling contest before a large audience, an experience many only see on television. But for dozens of students in the Nabdam district, the dream has become a reality. 42 junior high school students from 21 schools participated in the second edition of the Nappiness Spell World Extravaganza 2026, organized by the youth-led group Nappiness Network. The event aimed to help improve literacy among children. Correspondent Albesore has more.
Your word is key.
The second edition of the Nappiness Spell World Extravaganza 2026, held at the Gibeath Ha Elohim Spiritual Center Auditorium, brought together students, parents, teachers, community members, and traditional leaders in a celebration of literacy and education. Contestants showcased their spelling skills in a competitive format where they spelled words pronounced to them. As the rounds progressed, those who misspelled words were gradually eliminated until a winner emerged. Sylvester Anaba, a student of Lokre Junior High School, emerged as the overall winner of this year's competition.
It has made me confident. First, when I stood at people, I was shaking, so I was afraid. But now, because I stood in front of a lot of people, I'm now confident. I'm sure if I go back, I promise, I'll encourage like my juniors to also learn how to.
Reverend Rosemond Anaba, guest of honor and wife of the founder of the Fountain Gate Chapel, Reverend Iswood Anaba, who was also one of the sponsors of the program, encouraged the students to remain dedicated to their studies, emphasizing that their rural backgrounds should not limit their aspirations.
The Bible says, though thy beginning be small, yet shall thy latter end greatly increase. Discipline is needed. The decision you must take, the determination that must push you, and then the daily discipline. The last is defiance. Defiance is when you refuse every limitation. People will come to you and say, hey, the people from your family, they don't go this far. You won't go. You won't make it. You will hear all kinds of things, but you must be defiant. You must be determined. You must tell yourself that this thing I'm doing, by all means, I will break through it.
Organizers, the Nappiness Network, say the initiative is part of their broader mission to transform lives through education, mentorship, and community engagement. Sandra Sori is the founder.
We are looking to expand the sport world beyond this district, reaching other communities, and in the near future, establishing a regional championship that will give even more young people the opportunity to shine. As we look ahead, we invite more individuals and organizations to join us in this journey, because together we can do even more. Our vision is simple but powerful. A future where every child, regardless of their background, has access to quality education, the confidence to believe in themselves, and the opportunity to reach their full potential.
Regina Nagrog, a winner of the maiden edition and a student of the Congo Junior High School, shared how the competition had positively impacted her life, boosting her confidence and academic focus.
Through the mentorship I received, I learned how to speak boldly, think critically, and believe in myself. For the very first time in my life, and that was when I was invited on radio to speak. I remember how scared I felt, but I also remember how proud I was when I finished. Today, I do not just present myself here as a former winner, but as a proof that this network really works.
Representatives from the Ghana Education Service who attended the event commended the organizers and called on stakeholders and sponsors to support subsequent editions. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sori, Damolton Dongo, Nabdam District.
Congratulations, Anaba Sylvester.
Commuters, traders, and residents at Kaneshi are raising concerns over the growing risk of accidents following the closure of the footbridge. They say pedestrians, including shoppers and traders carrying goods, are now forced to cross the busy highway at great risk, especially at night. They are calling on authorities to speed up reconstruction works to protect lives and ease movement in the area. Nancy Kumsin's report, read to you.
The closure of the Kaneshi footbridge has left many pedestrians with limited options for crossing the busy stretch. A temporary zebra crossing has been introduced to support movement, but commuters and traders say it is creating fresh safety concerns. They say some motorists do not slow down for pedestrians, while others park on the zebra crossing, forcing people to move dangerously between vehicles and oncoming traffic. A trader at Kaneshi, Kate, says the situation has become worrying, particularly for traders and shoppers who carry goods across the road. In
the evenings, drivers park on the zebra crossing to pick up passengers. This makes it difficult for pedestrians to cross the road safely.
Because kana park lodu man ya blekuma kaswa so onya kwan to onya kwan twemu to twa kana okofa echile na car born ti beslem mum federal phone kasa.
For more than a month after the footbridge was closed, some residents and commuters say they are disappointed. Reconstruction works have still not begun. They fear the delay could lead to more accidents if urgent action is not taken.
Ever since they closed, nothing has been done to I don't know why. They close it all right because the bridge is now dangerous, but nothing is supposed to be in there after they close it.
And they have been passed. So if it's I know she too much.
The accidents that have occurred here are very serious. They promised to reconstruct this bridge a long time ago, but nothing has been done yet.
The situation is also affecting motorists who regularly use the Kaneshi stretch. One driver says the temporary crossing and increased pedestrian activity on the road have worsened congestion, with traffic often building up to adjoining intersections during rush hour.
The traffic situation has become severe. Authorities need to speed up the reconstruction as the congestion is slowing down business activities.
Commuters, traders, and residents are therefore appealing to city authorities and the assembly to expedite reconstruction works on the footbridge. Nancy Kumson's report for Joy News.
It's 3 days to the 2026 Joy News Impact Makers Awards. Patrons and partners alike continue to applaud the exploits of the various community heroes leading change at the grassroots level. The event, scheduled for May 15th at the Labadi Beach Hotel, will be honoring 12 impact makers for their selfless service, empowerment and community transformation. One of this year's partners, Ayuda, says its mission of service and empowerment strongly aligns with the life-changing work of the impact makers being honored this year. Here is Kwame Bonsu, who's a software engineer for Ayuda Hub.
Well, because of the work we do, what Ayuda is doing is empowering the youth and trying to give opportunities to skilled professionals. And what the impact makers do, the nominees that we have, they are people who are doing a lot with little resources. I read an article on, I think, my journal, and that said they don't wait for the intervention, they are the intervention. And that is what we are trying to empower our service providers to be the intervention for the businesses and the individuals in homes that need certain services. So, it's about nation building, and we wanted to support a platform that is interested in, lauding the activities and then the work that some of these individuals are doing. So.
We're back from the break with more. PM Express, power is confronted, claims are tested, and accountability is not optional.
First 2 months in office between January, February, and March, we had already brought down this rate, and then we have sustained it since.
Politics, business, the economy, social justice. If it affects your life, it will be examined. If it shapes your future, it will be interrogated.
You ever sitting there today, you see me sweating, I'm answering your question, you in the comfort of your chair, putting all these questions to me. That is why you would not have the responsibility of bringing about this document.
No safe spaces for evasion, no comfort in half-truths, just facts, pressure, and the courage to stay with the question until the answer comes.
Your word says, my words were,
those on Compact Plus, you pay $570 and you get more channels.
Evans,
that moves you.
This is the speech.
To
the speech I read yesterday is what I'm holding here. You didn't read the speech. You didn't write it. I wrote it and I read it.
Because democracy demands scrutiny and the public deserves clarity. When the day's noise fades and the nation needs understanding, there is PM Express on Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
Every morning before the rush, before the arguments, before the headlines begin to chase us,
there's a moment to pause, to listen, to understand what truly matters. This
is where the day begins.
Mr. Kenneth Gyasi, a man who has run away from his own people he once served. We believe in the spirit of accountability. It is important for him to come and answer charges preferred against him by the state.
On the AM show, the news is not just read, it is examined. The stories shaping your life, explained with clarity, handled with care. We ask the questions without fear.
If your constituency cannot grow enough tomato for Ghanaians, then there's something wrong with your constituency.
My name is Emefa Akosua-Adeti.
And I am Samuel Kojo Brace.
2 voices, 1 purpose, holding the powerful to account, putting your interests first in every conversation.
No noise, no spin, just fact, context, and the courage to ask the right questions.
Start your day informed, start your day empowered. The AM show on Joy News is definitely worth waking up for.
Joy News, independent,
fearless, credible.
Welcome back. The Ghana Education Service says it has rolled out tougher measures to protect the credibility and integrity of this year's WASSCE amid growing concerns of examination malpractice in some schools across the country. Speaking at a press briefing in Accra, Director General of the GES, Ernest Kofi Davis, described examination malpractice as a dangerous threat to Ghana's educational system and warned that authorities will deal ruthlessly with offenders. According to him, stringent mechanisms have been activated to clamp down on every form of illegality in the examination hall as candidates begin the exams tomorrow.
A total of 509,862 candidates made up of 225,274 boys and 284,588 girls from 1,020 schools are expected to sit for the examinations across the country. This number shows an increase in last year's figure by 10.4%. Each candidate will take an average of 7 subjects, comprising 4 core and a minimum of 3 elective subjects. The examination will be conducted in 1,017 centers across the country. All examination materials and relevant logistics needed to ensure the successful conduct of examinations have been put in place. WAEC and GES are collaborating with security agencies to ensure law and order at the various examination centers. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to state that examination malpractice continues to be a problem. This practice is dangerous because it makes it extremely difficult for us to assess the quality of education, because a student who cheats his way through examination does not have what it takes to progress successfully. The examination result of such student does not reflect the student's academic capability. It makes it difficult to determine how well we are performing. It makes it difficult to estimate correctly the quality of our education, And this often leads to wrong judgment of learning outcome in our country, and it affects policy. Because if the student is passing because somebody is writing for the student, then we assume that everything is okay, when indeed everything is not okay. A number of examination malpractice cases were reported at some of the centers last year. Management of Ghana Education Service and WAEC embarked on an extensive sensitization exercise to educate the Ghanaian populace on the harmful effect of examination malpractice. Our regional education directors in all the 16 regions led this sensitization exercise across the whole country. I urge all students to prepare well for the examinations. There is no need for them to panic. There is no need for them to fear, because the examination questions will come from their syllabus or curriculum. That means that the questions will be within their experience. They need to apply themselves to their books. They should not expect external help. I mean APO. Because as we saw in the BEC, we'll do everything possible to ensure that external help doesn't come. We are working with WAEC to ensure that there will be no APO. So they shouldn't expect APO or external help. They should learn and make sure they have written the exams by themselves and pass. I urge all supervisors and invigilators to maintain higher standard of professionalism. Those who are caught aiding cheating will be severely punished. I wish to remind heads of schools that are consistently cited for examination malpractice to change the narration this year, or risk being changed. Because if you cannot change the situation, then we will change you. The situation will change you. So if you were cited 3 years ago, you were cited 2 years ago, your school was cited last year, then you have no chance this year if you are cited again. Then it's clear that you cannot change the situation. So who will change you? Or the situation must change you for us to get others to come and help us improve the situation. I wish to remind all supervisors and regional directors of education that all teachers and supervisors who were linked to examination malpractice last year and are being processed for sanction are banned from the examination centers. They are not supposed to come near the examination centers. They are also expected not to have anything to do with the entire examination process, including marking. They are not expected to have anything to do with the entire examination process, including marking.
Well, that's it for the pulse this evening. My name is Kenneth Gyasi, but I leave you with this story where a survivor of a widespread human trafficking syndicate, is giving an account of how he fell victim to the syndicate who promised him an overseas employment opportunity. This is coming at the time when the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has just announced the rescue of some 28 victims of a similar recruitment syndicate from La Côte d'Ivoire. The victim, a 44-year-old teacher who spoke to Joy News, recounts how he was lured to pay some 80,000 cedis to travel to France, but ended up getting stranded in Abuja, Nigeria, losing all his investment. He spoke in this exclusive conversation with my colleague, Noella Kareniale. Enjoy.
You're live on Joy News Television. I'm Noella Kareniale. We have a brilliant conversation coming right up for you, and it's on the heels of a story that broke over the weekend. What we understand is that the government of Ghana, in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, they did a collaboration and rescued and also repatriated 28 Ghanaian nationals who unfortunately were victims of a sophisticated human trafficking network. This is not the first time a story like this has broke. We've heard countless, uncountable stories, Ghanaians sharing ordeals of how in search of jobs they ended up, fighting for wars in Russia and what have you. Well, we have a young man who has lived that story, fortunately was able to rescue himself and has found himself back here in Ghana. We want to, hear about his story and also hear about what he would love government to do in a situation like this, because we understand he tells us that there are actually more Ghanaians who are stuck in sophisticated human trafficking networks like he, had to endure. So let's welcome Emmanuel Hodanu.
Yeah, Emmanuel Hodanu.
Thank you so much for your braveness to speak about your story. So first of all, let's get to know who Emmanuel is.
Emmanuel was once a teacher, but at the moment I'm jobless. Yeah.
So you're a teacher. What did you teach and what students were you teaching?
I was teaching in basic school. Okay. Yeah.
What subject?
Mathematics and science.
Okay. And were you satisfied with the job? Were you not? Tell us about that.
Oh, I was satisfied.
You were satisfied?
Yes, please.
Oh, so what then made you want to, seek for more job opportunities outside?
Actually, I resigned from the teaching profession. Yeah.
Why?
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, that's okay. So you went through a human trafficking ordeal. Tell us about that. How did that happen?
Yeah, a colleague of mine who was also in GES called me one day and told me that he has traveled to France. And that place is a very good place. He's working in one of the food processing company as a supervisor. So currently, as I'm jobless, he wants me to come there. So I asked him, he mentioned the amount. I said, oh, friend, I don't have that money right now, so I will not be able to make it.
What's the amount?
He told me it's 80,000 Ghana cedis. But if I don't have 80,000 Ghana cedis, the company can help me, and I'll pay half. That will be 40,000, and the company also pay 40,000.
So this 40,000 cedis, or 80,000 cedis, I should say, because that's what he mentioned earlier. What was it going to cover?
Actually, I didn't ask detail because I told him that I don't have that amount of money, so I will not be able to come there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So later he told me that he wants to help me as a friend. So whenever he's ready, he's doing something. Whenever he's ready, he'll give me a call. So
what was the job specifically?
He said they want me to be a supervisor in a food processing company in France.
So, you told him you could not pay 80,000. He proposed that you do 40,000 cedis because you're a friend. Were you able to cover that?
No, please.
So what happened?
So later he called me. He said, oh, he have settled everything. I've paid all the money for me, so I should get some money in my Momo accounts and call him. He mentioned 4,000 to me, that I should get 4,000 and called him. So I called him that I get the money. So he sent a number to me that's the manager's number, so I should call. I called the contact, and the manager sent me a form to fill. Before he sent the form, he asked me to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis into his account, which I did. So he sent the form, I filled the form, I returned it. And later, about a week time, it sent acceptance letter to me that I've been accepted.
You've been accepted into the job in France. All right. So after that, what ensued? So
after that, one day I was there. That was 19th of March. He called me that on the 20th I should meet him at Circle so that we start the process of...
The manager?
Yes, the manager. I said, okay. So later he said, when I'm coming, I should come with my luggage. So, how? You are starting the process and you said I should come with my luggage. So I called my friend. He said, oh, no problem about the job. So it is genuine. It is legit. So I should not be afraid. Okay, I said, your friend, I trust you, so I'll do whatever you said. He continued and explained that he have catered for the plane ticket and the accommodation, so there's nothing I should worry about. So I came to Circle. I tried calling the man. I didn't get him. Later, he called me that he's West Africa director or manager. So he's not in Ghana, he's in Abuja. He tried coming to Ghana, but he couldn't come because of America and Iran war. He will not be able to come, but I should try and come to Abuja. So I called my friend again and said, oh, this is what the man said. He said, oh, I should not worry. I should try and come to Abuja. So I took the bus from Accra, got to Lagos, and later to Abuja, Bagblada. Yeah.
Right. So how I mean, when did this happen? Tell us about the month, or give us time frame.
Yeah. I left Ghana here on 20th of March, 2026. Yeah. That's Friday.
Okay. So you got to Abuja with the hopes that you would move from Abuja to France. Okay, so you got to Abuja. What happened there?
So when I got to Abuja, I called the manager. Then he directed a certain guy to come and pick me. So he came and picked me to a certain hotel. I lodged there for the night. Then in the morning, the guy came that he's taking me to the office. But whatever money I have on me, I should give it to him. He will change the money into euro for me. So I counted the money and I gave the money to him.
How much was this money?
The money was about 33,000 naira. Yeah.
No, how much cedis did you have on you at the time?
At that time, I've already changed the money into naira. Yeah.
So 33,000 naira into euros, how much was that?
Actually, let's take it around 33 million. That's 3,300.
3,300 euros.
No, Ghana cedis.
No, I'm saying that the gentleman asked you to give him whatever money you had into euro. So did he eventually change the money? Were you given the money?
No, the money has not been changed to euro. Okay. Yeah. So he took me to the office. So when we get to the office, they welcome us and they said, oh, you should bring our Ghana card. That day we were 4 Ghanaians. That meant that day. Our Ghana card and our passports. We gave it out to them and they said they are going to start the process. So later they said we should drop our phone because they are going to take us through some workshop and introduce the work to us. So we went and they told us about some job opportunity, how some organization functions. So later we were told the next lecturer will come and brief us about the work we are going to do in France, but he didn't show up. So later, a certain guy also came that he told us that he had been asked to come and pick me and one guy to a certain house. And I asked him, why? Are we not going back to the hotel? He said, no. When you start the process, they have a rented apartment where you have to be. So we went to the house. Then I told him, I left my bag at the hotel. You said I should not worry. They'll bring the bag to me, everything that has been taken. I asked of my phone. He said, oh, I should not worry. Everything will be brought back to me. We were there so when I get to the house, I met a friend that I know here in Accra, over there. I said, what are you doing here? He said, because of the traveling processes, he's here. I said, okay. I came because of the traveling processes. But I was promised that 2 days later, I will be taken to France. I said, okay. He is also almost done. He have his visa, he's waiting for his air tickets to travel out. I said, okay. Then we were there in the evening. Then they came to call me and the guy that were taken to the house, that one of the managers want to see us. So he introduced the work to us, that their work is an organization. It is global networking, and the name of the company, if I can mention it, is Quest International. That's the name of the organization. So what is all the organization about? And he said, the truth of the fact is that they are not taking us to France or Europe or any other country. We are going to remain in Nigeria here and try to convince 2 people from Ghana to join us. I said, me as a Christian, as a pastor, I can't do that. I don't like this. They deceive me, they lured me into this, and they are expecting me to also do the same, which I will not.
So you were supposed to convince 2 other Ghanaians to join, so that what would happen? Okay, according to them, it is global networking. The more you get the people, the more your bonus increases. So the starting point, they'll start with you at $225 a week. For what?
That's the work you have to do, to bring people, and they'll be paying you.
Just to recruit people. Okay.
When you bring people, and 2 people that you brought also manage to bring other people under them, they'll continue to increase your allowance. Multiply by 3. So $225 times 3 every week.
So it means that your friend who lured you into Abuja got paid?
According to them, but actually I didn't ask him. So when he introduced the work to me, I said, no, this is a fraud. So it means my friend too have been lured into this. It means he's not in France, he is in Nigeria. So he asked of my friend's name. I mentioned it to him, my dear. He went, and lo and behold, he came, and my friend was following him. I said, why, friend? Why should you do this to me? You told me you are in France. Though I did not trust the process, but I trusted you. I called you that I don't trust this process. But you being a friend, a colleague, I trust you. That's why I follow your lead. Is this what you are doing to me? So, Ima, I should forgive him. So no, I will never forgive you until I get back to Ghana.
Was the option to opt out there?
No.
So, I mean, it's either you do it or what happened?
Yeah. Whether you do it or you still remain there. Actually, I don't know what they'll do to them. In that house, there are more than 15 Ghanaians in that house. And I was told they have 13 other houses in Abuja where Ghanaians are being kept.
So this house that you're talking about, are you able to locate where the house is?
Yes, I have the location on my phone.
Okay, so, I mean, you obviously registered your displeasure in doing the job. You decided not to do it. How did they take it? What happened after?
Yeah, you see, since they seized my phone, to God be the glory, my friend and my pastor, Reverend David Awusanya and Apostle David Awusanya, they were calling the manager, my friend John Goji, and my brother, Sivas. Because I sent the manager and my friends' contacts to them, that in case they are not hearing from me, they should call them. So they were calling them, chatting with them, and me, myself too, was, let me say, struggling with them that I'm not going to do the work and I'm not going to stay here. I have to go back to Ghana. My soul and my spirit cannot accept the fact that I am in Nigeria, pretending I am in France. I will not do that. So it was a banter between them and me. Yeah.
So, I mean, how are you feeling? How are you taking care of yourself? Because your phone had been taken, your money had been taken.
Yeah, they were giving us food. That day, that was Monday, they gave us food in the evening, and I ate the food. But Tuesday, since I refused their food, that I will not eat their food.
Was that a way of protesting?
Yes. Yeah.
So what happened?
So after the consistent protest, they allowed me to go. So Wednesday, in the mid-morning around 11 o'clock, they said I should go. They brought Okada, and the Okada rider took me to the lorry station, where he handed over my things to me. My passport, my Ghana card, my money, and my phone. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm trying to understand the story, that your only job was to just recruit people. And then they'll just pay you for that. So you don't know whether the people, I mean, what would happen to the people after and all of that?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was protesting, those over there, they were saying, I've been fortunate. Because the person who lured me into this is in the same house. And by the grace too, I met somebody that I knew before coming, also in the same house. But as for them, the people that introduced them into this, they have not set their eye on them. Some said they have been there for 6 months, over 6 months. Others said 5 months.
So those there, are they there because they're working, or they're there because they would not be allowed to leave?
I don't think allowing them is a choice, no. The work you have to do is to recruit 2 people. And the people that you recruited, you have to assist them also to recruit other people so that your network will expand. And the more you have people under you, the more or the huge your amount of money.
So I'm thinking it works like a Ponzi scheme?
Yeah.
Okay. So these people there, you interacted with them, obviously. Are they wanting to return back into the country? Are they okay working?
Actually, I don't interact with all of them. The only person that I interacted with is my friend. He was a teacher. He is about 56 years. He has about 4 years to retire from GS. So according to him, he sold all his property and he has nothing to live on. So he is not thinking of coming back because of the shame. Sold his property and informed the family that he has traveled to France and is in Nigeria.
So, I mean, per what you just said, the sense I'm getting is, I mean, initially when your friend spoke to you, he mentioned that the cost involved for traveling to France was 80,000 cedis. You were fortunate enough to say that, no, I don't have that money. He said, okay, you can split it into 2 and pay 40,000. You still did not pay. So the only money you made available was 4,000 cedis. Is that correct? So it means that the people there are stuck there because probably they paid that 80,000 cedis.
Yes, because I was told over there that I am agitating to go back because I do not pay any money. I did not give them any money. Yeah. So when I came back, I asked my friend, what about my registration? He said, no, bro, the registration have not been completed because I did not pay the money.
Oh, okay. So it means that you really had nothing to lose.
Yes, please.
But the others there have monies, they have invested, and so they have to recoup it.
Yes, please. And the reason why I'm trying to petition the government is that they are still trying to recruit people, luring people to join them. A colleague of the same friend is also a teacher here in Accra, Sakumono School Complex. So when I contacted him, he told me that the same said friend contacted him to come, and he's ready to join him. Yes.
So I'm guessing you warned that friend.
Come again?
I'm guessing you warned that friend, or he's already there.
Yes. Even I called him that I'm coming here.
I see. So, I mean, you're back in Ghana. What's it looking like here for you after such an ordeal?
Oh, by the grace of God, life is still going on. Yeah. My pastor is always behind me, and my family too. So,
what has this, experience opened your eyes to? What has it taught you?
Oh, it taught me so many things. The greed of money. Yeah. We should not be greedy, and we should not love money. We should be content with whatever we have. And also, as the Bible says, my own familiar friend is taking up his heel against me. Yeah, it's not all your friends that want the best for you. Yeah, they may think they want the best for you, but not the best as you wish. Yeah.
So what specifically do you want government to do?
Yeah, I want the government to go and rescue these Ghanaians that are there. Yeah, if not, they will lure these unemployed youths to Nigeria, deceiving them that they are taking them to either France, Poland, Canada, and China. Yeah.
But I mean, from the story you've shared, it doesn't seem to me that the Ghanaians there want to be rescued, because they are looking at recouping the money they have invested into this, quote unquote Ponzi scheme. Because obviously, if you've sold your items, your cars and what have you, to invest into, this business in the hopes that you're traveling to France, you would want to recoup that money back.
Yes, that's their mind. But the problem here is that if you didn't stop them, they are going to lure so many youths into it. They are comfortable. They may accept the fact. But some Ghanaians will also accept the fact to go there. But already, if they have succeeded in deceiving them, then almost all the youths in Ghana will now live in Nigeria. According to them, they have the work in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, and Ghana.
So are you ready to assist the government in this rescue mission you are proposing?
Yes, please. I've petitioned the Ghana Police Service and also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
And what kind of responses have you gotten so far?
For the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I submitted a petition this morning. But the police service, they said, since the people are not willing to come, unless I get the family members of those that I know over there. Yeah.
So essentially, they can't do anything, is what the police is telling you?
Yeah, they said if I'm able to get them, then you see the way forward.
But you're yet to get a response from the Foreign Affairs Ministry?
Yes, please.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and we hope that it helps bring some of your brothers stuck there back to Ghana.
Thank you. God bless you.
This week on The Sages.
Under Nkrumah, it was sort of state monopoly,
yes,
and development was state-driven. The others came and it was private sector. But if you look at the situation today, what have we really got from the private sector?
Do you feel that something changed along the line after his overthrow?
political party A comes and starts a number of projects. It is kicked out of power, and political party B comes and ignores all that and starts its own.
Because of political credit.
Political credit. But if you were sensible, you will finish what has been left.
The Sages, showing this Saturday at 12 p.m. on the Joy News channel.
Silence my enemies. Put a smile on my face, so you have answered my prayers. Silence them, yes, you silence. They don't know how I made it. You have answered my prayers. And you are sitting yet. Yeah, you do. Let me know so I'm a miss. And you are sitting yet. Why are you new? Tell me what would I do without God? Tell me what would I be without God? One day. I will take off my shoes. I know. This is the doing of the Lord. This is the doing of the Lord. Demons tremble at your voice. Mountains move when you roar. The dead will rise when you speak life. When